Nicole Carty, an organizer for the holiday intervention, explains why this movement is bigger than justice for any one victim.
Yeah, I mean, business as usual is what created the death of Eric Garner. Business as usual is what creates all the injustice. So we have to stop business as usual to actually have our demands met.
Believing that everybody deserves a civil right is a state of being. You can't legislate that. You have to change hearts and minds for that to happen. And that's what I think that these peaceful protests are beginning to do. They're beginning to change hearts and minds. There's those that believe in civil rights, they sit on the fence and like, oh, well, it's not really my issue. I think both these cases and this sort of level of, constant, consistent pressure and agitation has caused a lot of those people to rethink their thoughts.
A few hundred years ago, the lions and tigers were kings of the jungle. And then one day they wound up in zoos. I suspect we're in the same trap.
I'll counter Bill Maher's tweet with a full-on open letter. Dear Bill, like most men who find themselves in the admittedly unenviable position of having a woman trying to kill you, I'll wager the amount of time you have spent searching your soul for her homicidal motive was not nearly as long as the time you spent cuddling her after you date raped her. Now I know what you're saying, Bill. Rape is a serious accusation. After all, Hamas was dressed like Jodie Foster in The Accused. She let you pick up the tab at dinner and she was grinding on you on the dance floor in between throwing back at least a half a dozen martinis. You have witnesses who will testify to this in a court of law, no less. And so clearly, I mean, who's kidding who, Billy boy? She wanted it. She all but asked for it. Who could blame you, drunk as you were, for mistaking all the punching and the kicking and the biting Hamas was doing during your foreplay as hitting the jackpot and finding such a kinky Saturday night sex partner? I mean, if you didn't know better, filled as you were with the confidence that this girl Hamas was lucky to even be with you, you might think that she were trying to defend herself.
He argued that paid sick leave, community college, raising the minimum wage, and childcare, again, not only he disagrees with it, but that is unconstitutional. Okay, I guarantee you, if anybody asked Tom DeLay, really, it's unconstitutional. Under what provision? You know what his response would be?
Carry it for you.
You want to carry it for me?
Sure.
Okay. You got it?
Got it. Oh, drop it.
All right.
Three white horses in a line. There'll be three white horses in a line. There'll be three white horses when you go that way.
America, you heard it here first. Once, twice, 3 times a lady. Yes, America, it is true. We're talking about your good friend Mitt Romney, who is considering a 3rd time at running for the presidency of the United States. If the 1st and 2nd time weren't enough, maybe hit me, baby, 3 more times. Oh Lord Jesus, it's like it's a mess. It's an absolute mess.
When I was growing up, I plowed fields, and I worked the biscuit line at Hardee's, and I wasn't able to afford shoes. So vote Republican. Which party is more likely to come up with some sort of a social program that might give little kids that don't have shoes shoes? I would guess the Democrats, because don't the Republicans have a saying that they use all the time, which goes a little something like this? Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. The problem with that, Republicans, is sometimes people don't have boots.